I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
Not a place for you, sir. Last warning, sir. It ain't human! Die, vermin! Stupid beast! Over there!
have this thirst for blood.
Bloody monster! I'll send you to hell!
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable. It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked.
It's hard enough to cover the docks by myself.
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right. I cannot enter. It's locked, all right. I cannot enter. Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
I'll leave you there. Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr.
Do you need help?
No, thanks.
So long.
Hypocrites, all of them. Maggots and liars.
Good evening, Mr. Fish.
Yeah.
Do you require...
I'm fine.
I have retrieved the gift for your mother, sir.
Great. Give it here then and take this for your trouble.
I also found the corpses. The ones under which you left the necklace, Mr. Fishburne.
Ah, so that's where I left it. I can be a bit stupid sometimes.
As a man of science, I'd like to try to understand why you killed those people.
Why does there need to be a reason? They were just there. It happened. That's all.
You're not a mindless animal, Seymour. Surely you have something to say about these murders. Speak up and I will listen without judgment.
Could be right, Dr. Reed. Maybe it'll do some good to confide in a gentleman like you. You being educated and all.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
All right. Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum, I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
I understand your mother's situation. Obtaining justice at the price of betraying her own flesh. It's quite a dilemma.
It might be my mum's wish that I end up swinging from a hangman's noose. But she wouldn't want to be the one who ties a knot round my neck.
Goodbye, Miss.
I can feel it coming in my bones. A hatred. A wave of bitter death to drown and purge our city in wrath.
Good evening, Mr. Dillon.
What?
I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened, just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Well, thank you, Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard, why did he park there?
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
You made a mistake. A terrible mistake. Maybe an unforgivable one. But that does not mean that you are a monster.
I swear I did not want to kill anyone. I did not hide in the shadow to kill on purpose. That's my only defense.
want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No. I don't want to remember it.
Why use a bomb? What were you trying to destroy?
The Dawson & Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol of violence against the people. My group wanted to destroy it to send a message.
The victims. They were not the target then?
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
Is there...
That's it.
Goodbye. Good evening.
Hello again.
Can I see...
As long as you... Without the wet boots keeping things straight, these parts would be running completely over.
Shut! Step away!
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'd like...
Wise choice.
It's locked, all right.
Have you found Oswald?
Not yet, sir. I need...
All right. What do you want?
What can you tell me about...
His name is Oswald Thatcher.
I have all the information.
Thank you, Doc.
I have found the gift.
In that case, you'll be properly rewarded, Doc. Clay Cox is a man of his word.
I hope that won't make me an accomplice to your future crimes.
Who knows what I might do now I feel invincible again?
You're lucky to be alive, Mr.
Of course. The sooner I...
I'll leave.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect. What? What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off, they are.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins. What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if the nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you feel...
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
Goodbye. It's locked.
A year! You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening.
Good. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff...
The people who work here...
Have you seen a strange man visiting...
I've never heard of such a thing, Doc.
Goodbye.
Patients are not fools. They know we are overwhelmed by this horrifying epidemic.
Is our little mistress...
I think of nothing.
My situation...
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening.
Good...
I wonder what your last thoughts would be, sir.
I wonder why the Goswicks came here in the first place.
So many deaths. And still more coming.
This
How can we be
hospital
sure
seems
we're
to be
making a
falling
difference?
apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
My sweet girl.
Don't waste your time.
Reads me like a book.
Every street corner. Daily.
Good evening.
Good...
Is this supposed to be an hospital? A pigsty filled there.
If only I were young again. Just a dozen years or so.
Good evening.
Good.
Good... Good evening.
Doctor...
Goodbye. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins. Good...
Street corner. A daily routine.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
I'm quite...
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
Thank you. The matter...
Oh, I know too much about this matter already.
We'll see. Good evening.
I need blood.
I'll leave you.
Evening.
Good.
Damn. Pain.
Hello again.
Here again.
Goodbye.
Disgust on every street corner. It's the daily routine.
Good evening, Nurse Hall.
Good evening.
Goodbye. Good evening.
I need blood.
I'll leave.
leech, boys! Who's the leech, boys? You'll pay for this, you ugly fucker!
I have this thirst for blood.
There's more and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye, but the guards recruit more and more every year.
When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. This is my first patrol. This lock's all right.
I cannot enter.
Every night. Aye, but the guards recruit more and more every year.
When did you join the guard?
This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
It's closed. It's locked, all right.
Easy, boys.
Please open the door, sir. More and more of these bloody leeches every night. I, the guard.
It's locked.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert, stop it! I'm not dying some stinking alley breathing worse than a week old
So the wet boots will be proud of me. Stupid truck, he was sick and suffering.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
What can you tell me about this?
Nothing to say, really. This is where...
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert Smuller. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to...
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm just Ben.
Perhaps you could focus from...
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
I have found a very interesting...
Oh, I see. So the little bugger.
The gang's recruiter was dead when I found him. Perhaps you should take better care of your son.
I love my Albert, sir. Believe me. It's just... Well, I'm an arsehole, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for the letter. This is for your trouble.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make... Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Do you need assistance?
Please.
I will see you later. Do you know Nurse Dorothy?
Never heard of her. She's...
What happened?
Hey, I didn't do anything.
All right.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps...
I said sod off.
Goodbye.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid...
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Good evening, miss. Actually...
Then you have come to the right place.
Oh, really? Why...
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir.
I'd like to...
Goody.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy?
I don't like to talk about
competition.
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of...
Tell me.
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I...
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Goodbye, Miss Swan.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems.
If I could get some working,
as long as you have the money.
Everything would be better.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you
Good evening, sir.
If you're here for a reward, you're...
I'm not here for a bounty.
Doctor?
in Whitechapel.
Do you require a...
Not me, but your skills could help.
I'm looking for
Dorothy Crane, bless her soul. I really should thank her someday.
Has she treated you?
No. When I need a checkup.
I'm looking... What help could I possibly...
That's simple. I already get good money from...
Mr. Bates, do not make me...
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get you...
If I were...
So it's a no, then?
It's unusual to see someone...
Why should I be sad now?
That's an unusual way of seeing...
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
Since I took an...
Well...
I will see... I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
Sir, I wish I had found you a few nights later than I did. Or maybe never at all.
Yeah, but you saved me, didn't you? And you do it...
Take this as my final warning.
Really? What?
You seem to have recovered well since...
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare.
You'd better not come back here. Goodbye. It's locked, all right. I have this thirst for blood. Excuse me, sir.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist.
A doctor, you say?
Really? But still, here I am.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse?
Dorothy Crane.
Could you please tell me?
She's a nice girl.
According to you, physicians are scared.
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
May I ask?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes...
Goodbye.
Welcome, sir. Please.
I am Dr. Reed.
Doctor? Interesting.
Right then. You never... Have you heard of...
Nurse Crane? So the bitch
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
How is business around?
Business? I have no business.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day.
What you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is in...
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever. Madness. Something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I work there as...
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving...
Goodbye.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Cheap price, good
Hello,
quality.
young man. I'm Dr. Reed.
Sorry, no, sir.
Your father is worried about you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So,
I'm not bothered.
Do you know...
Yes, I know her.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy.
Speaking of which, what can you tell...
My father is an idiot who makes...
Forgive my bluntness, young man.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever
I don't go outside. It terrifies.
So that's why you stay at home all day?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, young man.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
District has always been...
You again?
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now, and people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any...
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my...
Since the criminal nature of your job...
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Goodbye.
Fancy Bob.
You never... What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
It's never easy to find.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we?
And no one...
Nobody would be fool enough to stand it.
Goodbye.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Don't you fear?
I've been touched by God's grace.
Do you know Nurse...
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses.
So you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fibre.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in our country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare...
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
What do you mean when you say that
all signs
quite a
for you?
I am. Have you any friends?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
I have heard...
Even now, he judges your words.
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a bottle and I'll be nasty. Don't be shy, Han.
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic...
I don't like doctors or hospital.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Do you need any assistance?
It depends.
I will see you later. Tell me about your...
Are you joking with me? People don't...
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Goodbye.
There's something going on in this district. Excuse me, sir, are you...
Sorry, I'm new to what...
Dr. Reed, the famous...
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I must confess, some of my rational views have been shaken by recent events.
I'll remember to stay away from the district's roughest streets then.
Goodbye.
more and more of these bloody leeches every night. I, the god... Every night. Aye, but the guards recruit more and more every year. When did you join the guard?
It's locked. Good evening.
Change.
Do you need any assistance? I'm shocked that you would think I am that sort.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty?
Are you talking?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Goodbye. Good evening, Harry. May I?
Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So,
I'm not bothered.
Do you need it?
Yes, I do.
You'll feel better.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But...
Goodbye, young man. So,
I'm not...
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities, but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Goodbye, young.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
I should never have taken up my father's business.
The wars of men should not be your main concern. The disease upon us is not
There is something going on in this district. I don't know what. Like a secret. Good evening.
Do you need
That would be nice.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye.
I cannot enter.
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking...
How are you?
I'm not your...
Do you need assistance?
Please.
There you go.
Very funny.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
This district seems to get ugly.
Mr. Bates.
Evening.
Since I took...
Well...
I'm looking...
Doris?
Tell me truthfully.
By keeping my tenants alive, she...
Good. Mr. Bate.
Even.
Goodbye. Nobody at home. This could be the box Lewis. A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Maybe it's time to see if this Christina is still working nearby.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind. You again?
I think the document...
Really?
I found it in an abandoned building nearby.
Let me... Let's about...
You do not appear...
Surprised about what? Harry's my son.
Yes, I suppose.
Here's a little something for your trouble.
Goodbye.
Fancy bar.
You never... Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Do you mean... you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Did you ever try?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it.
Goodbye.
You again?
Goodbye.
sir.
Good evening.
It's fun.
I have